Learned helplessness was once about dogs in a cage. Now it's about humans in a waiting room. Let's get into it.
This person has personality disorders that are developmental. Throughout her life, she grew up in this way and it worked for her. She is fully conscious of what she's doing. She's just developmentally disabled.
My name is Casey. I've been a therapist for over a decade, and I have seen the degradation of our culture through the ways that individuals are being paternalized and infantilized by a system that is incentivized to hold them down. If you can, please like, share, and subscribe so that we can do this together and reform and reclaim what might be true in psychiatry, psychology, and the helping fields.
Stop it. Get some help.
Learned helplessness is a term that came out as the result of an experiment where dogs were kept in a cage and then shocked repeatedly in order to see what their response would be. Eventually, they stopped trying even when escape became possible. They learned that nothing they did mattered, and that right there is learned helplessness. When someone stops acting because experience has taught them that effort is useless.
Something about SARC. I don't know what SARC would be doing to help her, but
So she filed an allegation that she was sexually assaulted, but it's I read the report yesterday, and it's unfounded. I mean, she's just going on and on. It got referred to CID, but there's no evidence.
Now, here's where my industry is going to make everyone uncomfortable and has made society worse. When this pattern shows up in the mental health system itself, that means the system claims to empower people, but it often teaches them to depend on the system instead of their own agency.
well, I don't need to take you there because we can't have you hanging out there either.
Okay, then.
Because it's
I have a
closed.
packet of information.
Oh, this is
Well,
so
that's
terrible,
fine.
man.
They
I
weren't
feel
letting
so
me
bad.
call out other than 911. They were trying to monitor all the calls.
I will intersplice some of the clips from the Tim Pool show in which he found a fat influencer, or, whatever they call themselves, the influencers who are trying to be overweight and say that that's a good thing. And the many ways that she interacted with systems, whether it's the hospital, the police, or maybe the emergent housing system, in order to demonstrate that she has been taught that she just defers to the system for every one of her needs, and that she ultimately does not have agency, but relies on everyone else to try to intercede for her. And that has been incentivized and taught. Regardless of her amount of delusion, she defers to each one of these systems at a different time, demonstrating that she knows what she's doing. She's being cunning, but not wise about how she's trying to use these systems for her benefit.
This is through the development of her and her brain, it has come to take the shape of whatever this is. So again, let me stress, some people have a really great upbringing. Their family's really nice. They try really hard. They eat good food, but something happens in their brain. And then they're like, I can see creatures. I can see shadows attacking me. And then you're like, that's not true. And they're like, I need help. And you get a medication.
We've medicalized very nearly every human emotion. If you're feeling grief, it's depression. If you have a restless kid, they have ADHD. If you're burned out from work, you have generalized anxiety disorder. Now, I'm not denying that these diagnoses exist, or that they might actually be a disorder at some points. They absolutely can. But what happens when we train people to see every emotional pain as pathology instead of what it might actually be, which is a normal part of human nature?
I'll kill you guys.
Walk.
Now she's swinging at cops, saying
Yeah,
she's going to
I
kill
want
them.
to.
Because she's
Because I
trying to get
want to.
arrested. She's trying to get arrested because, as you already heard in the beginning, she's been trespassed from other places. SARC won't come for her. They're not going to put her in a shelter. Her dad won't come for her. She apparently has some issue with her fiance. And so she's trying to go get arrested so she has a place to stay.
People stop asking, what can I do to improve myself? And they start asking, what has been done to me and who deserves to hear about it?
Now they're arresting her, which is what she wanted.
Over the 14 file. Oh my God. I just assaulted an officer though. You 564. Tell Ramos. They raped him in the fucking. But remember, you're unlawfully detaining a disabled woman who's been
Okay,
kidnapped.
well, you're under arrest, so we're
I
not
know.
detaining you, or you're under arrest.
I have the right to an attorney. I have the right to remain
You sure
silent.
do, and you can also remain silent. That would be a great thing to start with.
Therapy at its best can be a bridge, not a permanent residence. We are helping people to reclaim their agency, not slowly draining it away from them, and teaching them that medication or the system or some other way is the answer other than their own personal effort. And the system rewards dependency. The insurance companies needed a diagnosis in order to provide treatment at these agencies where people go. And then the incentive is that they would maintain that diagnosis in order to maintain the income stream for the mental health provider themselves. So quite simply, you're walking into a system very often which is incentivized to not only give you a label that you might carry with you in psychological ways that's hurtful, but also to keep you sick and keep you involved in their system so that they can get paid to give you medication. And by the way, the doctor's appointments are billed at a much higher rate than the therapy appointments. So places that treat the entire systemic person oftentimes are incentivized to get you on medications more so than to get you into therapy, even if that might not be something that you need, because the medical appointments are billed at a much higher rate. And I've seen this in the substance use industry as well as in the mental health industry. They'll juice the part of the system which rewards them most, which is quite often doctors and medicine. Learned Helplessness was once about dogs in a cage. Now it's about humans in waiting rooms. But here's the truth. The door has been open the whole time. You have agency. You can change your habits, your thoughts, your relationships. Therapy, medication, and supportive systems, those are tools, but you are the craftsman. And it's time to stop mistaking the toolbox for the toolkit.